A snow village in China apologizes for using fake cotton snow. A bird dropped a severed human hand into a schoolyard. And a teacher returns to class after trying to sell test-enhancing pills to the students. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, your source for weird news daily. I'm the host, Jonesy. I have 3 strange news stories from around the world today. Let's go. A snow village in China apologized for using cotton as fake snow and other things as fake snow. This is a tourist village, apparently, and it's located in China's southwestern province of Sichuan. And it's famous for its scenic snow landscapes. The tourist village said that it was very, very sorry for using cotton wool and soapy water to create fake snow after some online criticism from visitors went rather viral. So it sounds like what you're saying is China did that whole China thing. Yeah, there's nothing that China won't make a knockoff of, and in this case it's snow. In a post on its official WeChat account, the Chengdu Snow Village project said during the Lunar New Year holiday, the weather was warm, and so the snow village did not shape up as anticipated. In other words, no snow in the snow village. Some people would call that global warming. Okay. China is facing hotter and longer heat waves these days and more frequent and unpredictable heavy rain as a result of climate change. That's what the article says. So just in case you thought this was the snow village presented by Temu, they're a legitimate snow village. They just didn't have any this year. In order to create that snowy atmosphere, the tourist village purchased cotton for the snow, but it did not achieve the expected effect, leaving a very bad impression on tourists who came to visit the Chengdu Snow Village. And of course, the children really freaked out when they encountered a Chinese Santa. That's not what he looks like in the movies. Anyways, after all of this backlash online that was pretty serious, the village said it deeply apologizes for the changes and that all the tourists could get a refund if they'd like, and they have since closed down the site for the season. Wow. I guess it's just too warm these days to have a snow village over there. It is snowing in parts of the U.S. quite a bit, from my understanding. I guess it's just not happening over there in the snow village where people expect it and want it to. The photos of this snow village showed large cotton wool sheets strewn around the grounds, only partially covering leafy areas. A thick snow layer appeared to blanket the houses in the zone, but as you got closer, it was all cotton, according to viewers. Well, better that they use cotton than making snow out of other things like asbestos or dandruff or cat vomit. One online visitor wrote, "Look at this snow village without snow. In today's age of well-developed internet, scenic spots must advertise truthfully and avoid deception or false advertising. Otherwise, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot," which is obviously what happened to this snow village, being that they were forced to shut down completely. Pretty crazy. I mean, next thing you know, they're going to paint dogs to look like panda bears in the zoos. Am I right, guys? A bird dropped a severed human hand into a schoolyard. Well, that's a mafia message, right? I think that means Tony Soprano sleeps with the fishes. Gabagool! We have here a human hand that was severed, obviously, and it was discovered at a schoolyard in Ireland. It's thought to have once belonged to a child, sadly. It's a real hand? A real human hand that belonged to a child was dropped into a schoolyard. That's very coincidental. Maybe the bird sending a message to the children. Hey, you throw stones at me and my friends again, and this is what happens. A statement by the local police and security service of Ireland said that they were alerted to the discovery of partial human remains at a premises in Darndale, Dublin. The statement added that the state pathologist was notified and the body part was removed for examination and DNA analysis. And they will be assisting the police in confirming the identity and determine the course of investigation. So they don't even know whose hand this is. Did you try putting out a Craigslist ad? Missing hand? Anyone missing a limb? Is there a missing limbs section on Craigslist? It's a pretty nefarious website. I'm sure there's something on there. Lost and found is a section for sure. There used to be a missed connections, but then a lot of people were using it for deplorable sexual encounters, so they did away with that. The article says, based on CCTV footage, it's believed that the remains reported is a hand that was dropped into the schoolyard by a bird at about 10:30 a.m. local time before it was discovered and reported to police about 2 hours later. There were thankfully no children on the premises at the time, as school was out for midterm break. Goodness, that would be absolutely shocking. Imagine the PTSD you would have as a child finding a severed human hand right by the swing set. I can't imagine. Even worse, to find out that it was your own hand. Now, investigators do have a lead on this hand and whose it might belong to. Whose it might belong to, Jonesy? Where did you learn how to talk? It says it may have belonged to a local 12-year-old boy who suffered a serious injury from a gas can explosion the evening before. Well, did you look? Is the boy missing that same hand? I mean, I think it's not too difficult to figure this out. The outlet said that they could not definitely confirm that the hand belonged to the boy at this stage of the investigation, though. Authorities do want to emphasize at this point there isn't any indication of anything sinister being involved at this stage of the investigation, and authorities will also check the missing persons register as part of this ongoing investigation. And I mean, I don't know if you can at this point attach a severed hand. Too much time has probably gone by. I've never heard of a hand being reattached. I've heard of fingers being reattached on many occasions, which is really mind-blowing when you think about it. Pretty amazing things they're doing in the medical field. So, yeah, I mean, just a tip for you, if you happen to lose a digit, I believe you just put it in a bowl of ice. Right? Well, let me Google this before I really shouldn't give you any medical advice, actually. Maybe I should avoid this altogether. Okay, I just instead Googled, can doctors reattach a severed hand? And according to AI, yes, apparently doctors can reattach a hand through a surgical procedure called replantation. That's incredible. It does say, though, the reattached part never regains 100% of its original use, unfortunately. And in some cases, replantation is not possible because the hand is too damaged. So maybe they can put this hand back on to its owner. But then, of course, we have to deal with this other issue because it seems as though in this particular area, birds are just ripping off body parts of innocent people. So need to get to the bottom of this.
Your data is like gold to hackers. They're selling your passwords, bank details, and private messages. McAfee helps stop them. Secure VPN keeps your online activity private. AI-powered text scam detector spots phishing attempts instantly. And with award-winning antivirus, you get top-tier hacker protection. Plus, you'll get up to $2 million in identity theft coverage, all for just $39.99 for your first year. Visit McAfee.com. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
A teacher returns to class after trying to sell test-enhancing pills to students. The story is out of Salinas, California. A high school math teacher was on leave and under investigation after students accused him of trying to sell them pills that would allow them to do better in their studies, including homework and test taking. Well, I mean, this is an outrageous, nefarious scam if I've ever heard of one. How do you even allow this teacher to come back to class after these shenanigans? I guess the teacher shortage is real, guys. So anybody with a record out there, so you can still apply. They'll take anybody, it seems. Oh, our kids have no chance. Our poor kids, no chance these days. There's a quote from one of the parents here. I got these messages from my daughter that her teacher is selling drugs in the classroom to enhance homework and test performance. I thought maybe she was taking it out of context. This was appalling. There's no way a teacher could be doing this. Well, I hate to break the news to you, honey, but teachers are doing much worse than this. And by the way, in defense of the teacher, these jobs don't pay. I mean, you got to have a side hustle of some sort. It says here, the teacher said homework enhancing pills $5, test enhancing pills $25. I wonder if this is just Adderall the teacher's selling, because that'll help you get your homework done for sure. And in addition, the teacher allegedly told the students who bought the pills how many pills they should take. One text message said that you should take 15 of these a week to do well. This is incredible. You have text message evidence that the teacher did this, and you allow the teacher to come back and teach? I don't understand this. I mean, I'm joking about a teacher shortage, but you got to draw the line somewhere, man. The article says when the students began questioning what these pills contained, the teacher said, "It's a secret." It's a secret test-taking ingredient. The Salinas High School parents were furious about this, obviously. Another parent was quoted as saying, "To put that on to teenagers who are still learning, their brains still developing, and you're normalizing drug use within a classroom in the middle of a fentanyl crisis, it's absurd. The lack of judgment to me is astounding." Well, I mean, yeah, honey, I mean, sure, in this drug culture, it is insane to do something like this, but there's a bigger issue going on. The teacher shouldn't be pushing anything on the students like this as a side hustle. Whether it's drugs or even, let's say it was an all-natural brain functioning pill. I mean, the teacher shouldn't be selling anything to students. Anything. I mean, if the student was selling bootleg Gatorade out of a cooler under their desk, I would say that that is grounds for being fired as well. Now, the Salinas Police Department did take a report about this. They say they're investigating. Here's a quote from the police department spokesperson. "At this point in the investigation, we're not making any assumptions either way. We're too early in the investigation to make a finding. There's still considerable follow-up that needs to be done." The high school principal, Hugo, sent a letter to the families, and it shockingly reads, "We are legally unable to share any personal details, but we want to assure you that a thorough investigation is being conducted in collaborations with the police department. The investigation currently has no findings, and the staff member in question will be returning to campus very shortly." Great. That makes everybody feel at ease, I'm sure. Did you go and ask some of the football players if they were offered some performance-enhancing drugs from this teacher as well? Step right up and buy your touchdown pills. You want to score touchdowns? I got exactly what you need, boys.
When the game tips off, the NBA action is just beginning on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because FanDuel is your home for NBA live betting. However you want to play, now is the perfect time to join. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 plus and present in Virginia. First online, real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's not unusual to find that I'm in love with news. Oh, 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 oh. Hello, my loyal listeners and my dear friends. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for being a friend to your buddy Jonesy, listening to Weird AF News. Please recommend the podcast to a friend. I'd really appreciate that if you could. It doesn't take a lot of effort to do that. I want to give thanks and praise. I have a new member of the Patreon. So let's give it up for Norsey. Norsey became a member of the Patreon yesterday, so I'm very, very grateful for the support from Norsey. Please enjoy the extra content in the Patreon, including the bonus episode that I recently posted. It's very, very good. It's a little over an hour of extra weird news with me and my friend Adam covering it. There's some swear words in there because it's, I don't do that on the podcast, but on the bonus episodes in the Patreon, there's some swear words in there. So just giving you a heads up on that one. Appreciate it, Norsey. If you want to join the Patreon like Norsey, go to patreon.com/weirdafnews or weirdafnews.com. Also, let's give a shout out to Amy, who bought me some coffees off my website, weirdafnews.com. You can buy coffees. Amy wrote, "Jonesy, I found a backlog of old episodes of Weird AF News on Spotify, so now I'm listening to my own bonus episodes." Hey, that's a good hack you found, Amy. Appreciate that. Also, Amy says, "Don't buy coffee or Guinness with this, Jonesy. Get an edible." Wow, Amy just read my mind. Anyways, super, super big thanks to Amy as well for showing support, being very, very generous. And, I'm very, very grateful for you guys and all my listeners. I really appreciate the love. And we'll keep this brief. If you would like to email me, it's funnyjones@gmail.com. And the phone number here is 646-450-2012. Good luck with your life, man.